Hey everyone, welcome to Damage Scaling YouTube channel, and today I'm going to answer the community question on why forward 4 is such a technical move and why it's so mandatory, like it became a signature move, a must learn if you play Jin and you really want to be at the highest possible level with Jin without taking too much risks. This is the move to go. And this is a move that hasn't changed from the past 15 years or so. And then community started to complain about this move, and this move was shaft, right? And when they changed this move, it immediately killed the majority of people that used to play Jin. And these people are very busy people, and not every single one of them does have cherry berry mango execution. This is not a direction that I do like, that Namco has decided to go with this character. In my opinion, I don't think it's a bit unnecessary that you have to go to extra lengths to land this combo with so very little damage. And the wall carry, it's kind of something that honestly I think Jin could live without. I just don't like the idea that Tekken, you get comboed and you get carried over into another corner of the wall with every single one in the cast. I think Lee, Kunimitsu, Nina, and Heihachi doing this was fine, but now you have Jin, you have Kazuya, you have Devil Jin. Literally every single character in this game has insane wall carry, and I don't like this idea. It kills a little bit of the individuality that these characters used to have. Like for example, Lars Walker is so big that it's worth playing Lars over Lee. What is the point, right? And Jin is a character that doesn't escape this, and is one of the reasons why not many Jin mains use today actually play Jin. They can't. Despite their work, right? Many people are too busy. For example, Shudi is very busy. He's not someone that plays Tekken pretty often. Orange is very busy. He's a very busy guy, Orange, and he's not even playing Tekken anymore. He thinks Tekken lost a little bit of his touch in season 3, so he doesn't really play anymore. A lot of people that used to play Jin really just not only drop a Jin, drop a Tekken in general. They don't play, and it kind of sucks because I honestly think that this direction on molding Jin to be more in line with the style of Cherry Berry Mango, it's an idea that killed every single other styles that were available for this character. It stopped being a character that promoted diversity in play, and now if you want to be good with Jin, you're gonna have to be at the same skill level as Cherry Berry Mango. You have to be good at character knowledge, you have to be good at picking up with 4-4. This is a skill requirement, I'm not lying. The electric was kinda optional, but it still kinda is, but 4-4 is mandatory because it's a mid. Standing 4 was made hard, down back 4 was made weaker, and 4-4-3, this movie is like really short, really slow, and it's neutral on block. Why? This move, I believe there is really rare situations where you actually get to learn 4-4-3 now. The time where you used to learn 4-4-3, it was, the last time was easily season 3 and per se, but season 2 was the last season where we could land a lot of 4-4-3. The only way to learn 4-4-3 now is if against people that commit a lot into ducks, right? Like for example, characters that have full crouch mix-ups. These characters do have to worry about your 4-4-3. But 4-4, it's a move that was an icon of Jin. It still is, but it was made very technical. And the way to explain this or to make you feel what I trying to explain here is that if you look at the $100 combos, right? This combo used to be really hard because you had to micro dash. And a lot of people in the Jin community came in and said, fuck you. You cannot do this combo even with micro dash. That is inconsistent as hell. This is what they said. I've heard that. I was told that often, despite I saying I can micro dash. No, you cannot micro dash. I'm going to count the times that you are going to micro dash in one video, and I'm going to see you missing, like landing one of many times. Of course, 6 hours of play, man, come on. But then Namco did what everyone thought they wouldn't do it, which is to nerf 4-4. And what is the requirement to get a basic 4-4 combo going? Guess what? You have to micro dash. Now, the people that couldn't micro dash on the $100 combo cannot micro dash into back to one either. So you are forced to play with Zen. And playing with Zen, man, playing with Zen is hard. It's difficult because it exposes Jin to so much weaknesses. So if you want to keep that distance, right, the social distance, you're gonna have to learn how to do micro dashes anyway, because it's required to get this combo going. Oh man, the good old days of 4-4 where you just landed against people and they were already picking their heads up. Man, these days are gone. But why is it that if you land 4-4 now, it makes you much better? As you know, people died, right? A lot of people died quitting Jin. They no longer play Jin, and the ones that play are the ones that have that extra touch of execution, like CBM has it, Daniel Mado has it. If you can micro dash this combo, you can do $100 combos. I do have it. There is quite a few people that can still do it without Zen, like Chikurin, for example. Is one of the few survivors of Jin, but his Jin is so much bonkers now that one of the reasons is because his style is dead. His style is completely dead. CBM putting on a show against Taku, one of the Japanese Jin players, one of the most prominent Japanese Jin players ever since, and he got scored 17-0. 17-0. And what was the reason behind it? He didn't have this skill in his arsenal. He didn't have it. So every single time CBN landed a counter hit 4-4, there was a combo. But in his case, nope. Damage was too short. CBM schooled him in execution, conversions, setups, everything that he could do. He can still do it. But if you were someone on the same shoes as Taku, Orange, Chikurin, you are going to feel that Jin changed a lot from season 3 to season 4. This character is not what he used to be. This is true. But he also gave him some technicality. For example, you can see CBM losing a lot when he is facing someone who is very reactive. And I'm saying very reactive because reactive players like to sidestep into crouch, pressing buttons after, right? And whenever they see Jin move, they like to press buttons. And one of the ways, if not the only way to beat those type of players is with reactive 4-4s, right? You have to bait them into pressing buttons into a counter hit, because Jin is a character that is a poking character, a poking monster. Season 4 Jin more so, he is a poking monster, but his main goal is to poke you into a counter hit launcher. What I mean is that if you press a button against certain of his pokes, he gains a combo. But this is very hard to get a combo from. This is somewhat harder to get a combo from, and this is easily one of the best counter hits that he still has in this game. And So this idea of Jin being a poking monster that is going to poke you into a counter hit launcher is something that they designed specifically for that. So you couldn't really move too much back in season 2. You couldn't move and press too much buttons against Jin because it could intimidate you into this and you will get a combo just as easily. But now you have to work in order to get that. There is a match of Ni versus CBM in the 2 versus 2 Korea game, right? Korea 2 versus 2. It was with Mio, right? Mio L and CBM against Chanel and Ni. And the CBM team lost because Ni specifically won against CBM because he was being very reactive and CBM couldn't really pin him down with just 4-4. 4-4 into pickup was something that it had the combo, but it wasn't really doing it. I don't know what happened to him. It just didn't really fuck. Maybe I should start to stick my right leg right here when I dash in, when I backdash, in order to need to press a button when I'm trying to do something. And without this, every single time he tried to like getting too close, doing wave dash into whatever, it got straightly murdered by me. It's a fact. So flickering, it's a good way to beat those people. If you are very mobile in control of your leg, it's amazing, but it's extremely hard to do right now, and it's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people quit playing Jin in general. Chikurin is kind of weak as a Jin these days. That I think it's a phase. There is a phase where he becomes really strong, and then that shifts and he gets really weaker, and he prays for the best against in some matches. He's still really great, but he struggles a lot to actually play really well against some other players. He always had that phase. He had in FR, he had in 7.0, there was a time where he was dominating and then he was struggling again. Then in FR, there was a time where he was dominating. Then in the console release, he was struggling again. And then in season 2, he was dominating again. And he is a more reserved player, while a CBM is more of a proactive one, right? So it's just so you guys can see the difference. So having this move, being able to pick up from this is huge. It's like really big for Jin, and I think everyone should learn and practice this combo every single time they can, because it's really huge. But I don't like it. I don't like this new change at all, and I think it's a bit too much of a work and unnecessary to go for such lengths just to get like this combo going. And this used to be a key tool for Jin. It still is, but it requires so much work. I have to quit my job sometimes, staying home practicing 4-4 combos in order to get it so I can play Jin consistently. If you don't have this, you don't have Jin. Don't lie to yourself. So this is the video for today. Hope you guys enjoy it, and don't forget to hit your like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and see you guys on the next video.